All right, brisk morning. We'll see. We'll do the particular month. Let's say it's, what the hell is it? April? Yeah. The French are attacking.
Who knows anymore?
Yeah, who knows? It's COVID-19 month. French are attacking. They're trying to get to the crossroads down there because I've heard there's test kits for COVID-19 down there. English are protecting them. Who will win? All right, so the Anglo-Allies are down there defending. The French are being French. They got three brigades of infantry. One of them's old guard. They're all in attack column, just because that's what I think they're supposed to do. And the British are in line. So we're being rather cliche, but it'll be fun. Here's an overview of the map. You've probably seen it because I've been hyping this up for 2 years and a month. So we're going to see what the hell happens. All right, we'll see in a minute. All right, end of the very first black powder turn. The French, 1st Brigade and 2nd Brigade, moved up nicely behind a hill over there. They had one ultra fail in the 2nd Brigade. They muffed their order. This colonel, I don't know what it was, drew 4 or some crap like that of the street. He tried to order all of his artillery forward and failed, standing right next to him. So he must be hammered. Everyone must still be drunk from last night. And one cannon moved forward. And I don't think he's in range, so we can check it, but I don't think he is. And then the cavalry was able to move, tried to go 2 moves forward, and they moved forward 1 move in deep formation. So at least it's the end of a first movement turn. I'll measure it out. I forgot to attach my general to a colonel, but now we've done that. So a couple screw-ups, and then the Imperial Guard just held in reserve in typical Napoleonic fashion. All right, we'll see what the English do, unless my cannon's in range. I don't think it is. We'll see in a minute. All right, the end of the British turn was not very exciting. The 1st Brigade over here at the Highlanders just sat still and waited. Was it Colonel what?
Which one?
The guy who totally failed.
Oh, Tweedleton.
Tweedleton tried to give an order that was completely confusing. Everybody just to give a brigade order, and everybody ignored him. So immediately afterwards, the British general moved over to try to help him out next time. He tried to move them forward to engage the French, but that was a total failure. James did have 1 9-pounder in range. That since my 12-pounder fired at him, they fired back and they both missed. So at least we've had 2 shots in anger, and now we're going on to turn 2, which let's see what happens. All right, we'll see ya. I was telling James tactically I'm cringing because this is. I guess this is what they did. This 1st Brigade is not. They hasn't missed an order yet. He moved everybody up on line. It's a brigade order, and they are all in attack column lined up. Not to be outmatched. This guy's not as good. He's been drinking a bit more, I think. The 2nd Brigade commander. He got 1 unit nailed the order. They're on line. Got 1 the halfway, and then the last one was actually catching up from the last time, so they're trailing behind a little bit, but not terrible. The old guard moved up along with the middle guard and the young guard. They nailed 2 orders with their reliable and then passe des charges, and being an attack column, they could probably do whatever the hell they wanted to. And moved up the chasseurs à cheval up here. Got 2 cannons moved forward. Even with the reroll, I failed with moving those 2 cannons, and then I fired 2 shots and totally bricked. So at least we did something. My preparatory bombardment is pathetic. But here comes the British 2nd turn. See what James does. You sir, have had too much to drink. Colonel Blarnsworth fails again. The Scottish do not understand his crazy English accent, so everyone held. This brigade failed. Is it Dingleberry over there? Dingleberry jacked his order up too, but he was backed up by the general, thank Christ, and he was able to pop off, and he got 2 moves. So the 2nd Brigade advanced in line as a unit, and they are 1 inch outside of shooting range of the French attack columns. But at least they moved. They succeeded. We're excited. All 4 of the Royal Horse Artillery cannons all fired on the young guard, and we did the grazing fire rules too. So they all put rounds through and missed the the young guard except for one gun, and one round went through and hit the middle guard, but they made their save. But the young guard also made their save on theirs, but they are disordered because they one of the got a 6 on one of the 9-pounders. So yeah, awesome. So that's the second round. Got stuff actually happening. We're excited. The big thing is the British Hussars, the Queen's Own, have moved out, and they are gonna terrify my French, which are probably gonna be in a. That's gonna be an assload of squares, of which could be very bad. So I gotta try to move my cavalry over there to counter his cavalry. That was actually probably the move of the turn right there. These guys are freaking cool. Here they come, son of the bitches. This is just beautiful warfare. It's very simple. I mean, it's very simple, and I mean, just my first impressions. It's just the guys have covered half the table. James, what James said, and we're almost engaged, and we're almost in a huge firefight, and we really haven't done too much. So it's really kind of just fun and a pretty game, and we'll see what happens. And if that guy, and it's hilarious too, because these guys are fucking their orders up so bad, especially that guy back there. I'm so drunk. Everybody listen to me. All right. That's it. We're going to turn 3 here, and it's about to be a bloodbath. I hope I get my artillery to move forward, but we'll see what happens. All right, turn 3 is turning into a almost like bolt action, turn 4 kind of action here. This is the end of the battlefield, but the real excitement is that disaster up there, which looks like actually James's comment was the best. It looks like a real battle. The French moved forward, got into line, which maybe is tactically unsound, but who cares? They're about to all be put back into square here in a minute when the British cavalry does something. But they got up there, and 3 battalions in line with reserves fired, and thankfully disordered the Hussars, which is great. They disordered the Hanoverians, which is no big deal, and they all put 3 casualties, 1 on each of them. So that's big. The old guard's on a collision course with the Highlanders. I tried to order the middle guard, but they kind of failed. They got stuck. I'm sending the French cavalry across. The young guard failed to clear their disordered markers. They're sitting there. I think you see the middle guard is like dry humping the side of the the French cavalry. And then these guys were way in the back. Actually, were able to move forward, and they were kind of securing the flanks of these guys. So the cotton balls look kind of beautiful in my opinion, and we're about to get an answer. Oh, my 2 cannons fired, and they both missed the British 9-pounder over here. But we're about to exchange some hot lead here in a minute. All right, we'll see in a minute. Oh, this looks awesome, James. Jesus, get down here, look at this eye level shit. Just fucking disaster. That's nice. All right, we'll see what the British can hit an order or not. We'll see ya. Yeah, that was close. All right, retaliatory fire. The Hanoverians suck, thankfully. The French took a couple casualties in the middle there. I think that middle unit in the line there took 2. All 3 cannons fired at these poor bastards. Oh, my phone's ringing, sorry. I'll just talk over it in a minute. They took 1 casualty. They had a couple cannons ball whiz by and tried to hit the middle guard and the Hussars, but they missed, thankfully. The last 9-pounder fired and hit the side of the old guard. We can say it was an enfilade shot. They made their saves, but they are disordered. They got 6. And then the Scots, the Black Watch fired twice into the old guard. They made both their saves. So they're coming, but they are disordered. Let's see if they can clear it. But right now they at least slowed down. Scots are looking beautiful. Highlanders. There can be only one. All right. But the map is looking pretty cool. We're getting some smoke out there. God, that looks all. This game is fantastic. I don't know tactically what I'm going to do. I got to disorder the cavalry again. That's what I need to do. I got to do something about these damn cannons. And the middle guard needs to get up there. Everyone needs to do something. My cannons are worthless. I'm going to tow them back to Paris. All right, that's the end of turn 3. Yeah, we're going to turn 4. We'll see what happens. There's your overview. It's looking like a hell of a good game, though. Okay, got some casualties on the left over there. We'll see in a little bit. We had ourselves a firefight here. The old guard slid down the right side of the Highlanders of the Black Watch and pummeled them. And the middle guard came up and fired into them too. They made a lot of saves. James rolled like a bosser. He is disordered. He's got 3. So that's this side of the map. These guys are idiots and pulled up in front of the cannons and fired. I was trying to have the cavalry go through, but they failed all their tests. So they're just kind of sitting there. I fired and put a casualty on one of those cannons. How much stamina do the cannons have? 1 or 2 or 3? What is a stamina? I don't even know.
2.
Okay, so he's good. And then these guys pummeled and disordered the British line infantry unit there. And then the best part of the game for me was I put another casualty on the Hussars and disordered them again, so they can't charge me. So yay! But we're doing it. We're battling. Now here comes the, what will the British do next? They're going to do some wheeling and turning and fighting here in a minute. I think they're going to be some crazy crap going on. We'll see in a minute. This is just extra footage for me while James is thinking about how he's going to beat the hell out of me. The one screw up was I did move that French line battalion right in front of this other one, so I couldn't... you run out of room with these 32-man battalions. They just take up a lot of space. So I couldn't shoot them this turn. But we're getting it done. I gotta look up rally orders. I don't know how that works. I know the premise, but I don't know how to make it work. So I'm gonna check that out here in a minute. Oh, my dogs are happy. These guys are the MVPs. Freaking zapping them. All right. We'll see what James does. Just a quick break in turn 4. I don't know where the hell we are. We're in turn 4?
I don't know.
Oh, God knows. Who knows? The Hanoverians pop off lucky shots against... Which battalion is this? Oh, the 8th. 1st Battalion, 8th Regiment. And they just rolled double ones trying to get their -1 morale checker. And they just evaporate. They're gone. Oh, they were going to support the hand-to-hand that's about to happen here in a minute. It makes me sad. All right, so they're gone. All right. Let's do the hand-to-hand. There's the face of failure. My artillery hasn't done shit all game. I thought artillery was going to be something. I probably employed it wrong, but the British artillery has actually done decently. All right. As you saw, we had our first evaporation. The Hanoverians crushed the 1st Battalion 8th, and they ran away. Big roll there by the... whatever... Hang on. Don't throw up on me. I'm moving forward. Whatever battalion that is, I gotta start to zoom in on their flag. The 1st Battalion 36 took, technically, you know, if each gun is like 3 guns, they took 12 cannons from 7 inches away, and they are shaken, they're disordered, and they rolled like a 10, so they held their ground like a boss. So I'm very proud of them. They are maxed out on casualties, though. The 2 British line units there, and all fired at the old guard and the middle guard. The middle guard took everything off. They did awesome. Old guard took 1 casualty, but neither one of them disordered. And it's just beautiful. And I've lost a battalion. So now it's tied up. We've got 8-8. I've got to try to... Oh, we're about to do hand-to-hand. I just prematurely ended it. I'll have to come back and do this in a minute. But I have 1 less support now, so that's kind of sad. But we shall see how the Hanoverians do against... I think what regiment? 5th. Okay, here we go. These guys, what city are these guys from in Hanover? These are the Kalendor guys. Are from pronouncing it wrong. Kallenberg, Carlsberg. They brought their beer cans. They're throwing them at him. All right, our first hand-to-hand. We're going for it right now. Oh, and an indecisive hand-to-hand. So, Hanoverians ended up with 2 casualties. The French 8th ends up with 1. They tied in the combat. They both did 1 to each other. So they will go at it again in the next round. It couldn't be any better. They're pouring Carlsberg on them. Will the British Hussars be disordered again? All right, that's the end of the 4th turn. It was a beautiful turn. I'm trying to turn his flank, but I don't think I'm going to make it over there. All right, I got to fill in this gap that I made, and I got to take out his cannon. All right, we'll see you in turn 5, my friends. That's a freaking beautiful game. If you're not doing this already, you're stupid. This is a beautiful game. All right, we'll see you. I totally forgot. The 2 funniest parts, I didn't want to forget this. James did have 2 blunders on this one. The Carlsberg guys were trying to run in front of the British Hussars to act like a meat shield to protect them from getting disordered every turn. And they blundered and they went left. So I accepted their charge, did closing fire, and did 1 casualty on them. So that's how they got there. And then, what's this dumbass's commander's name, this guy here? This Tweedlebury or something like that, or Dingleberry? Tweedleton. Colonel Tweedleton, no one likes this guy. He tried to order these guys from, like, they're from Cornwall, I think, to go forward, do the same order. And they said, fuck that, and they ran backwards 2 moves. So they are way back there now. So they're in reserve. They're saving themselves for the invasion of London. So those are the 2 funny parts in this little battle here so far. Tweedleton, love him. All right, we'll see in a little bit. So we forced some morale checks at hand-to-hand. Chaucer's charged through and got to the cavalry and beat them in hand-to-hand combat. Took 2 at once. We still have to do the other hand-to-hand with the young guard slamming into 2 guns themselves, but they survived the closing fire. But the first 2 ones, we lost 2 British guns. All right, so the French young guard and the cavalry have charged through and destroyed the British artillery. They're within 12 inches of that British infantry units. They were forced into square. And that is the end of the French turn 5. So now the middle is open. Let's see what the English can do about it. The attack is progressing. Let's see some counterattack here and see what happens in this turn. I just remembered I forgot to totally talk while James is being tactically intelligent. These 2 French line infantry units both fired. It took both of them to put another disordered marker on that British cavalry unit again. They're shook too, so that's kind of nice. They passed the morale test. Nobody fired on those guys. This fight, we have to remember that the Hanoverians won, so I'm at -1 next time. Because you actually won the combat. That's a bonus for the next hand-to-hand.
Okay.
Hanoverians with their Carlsberg, they won a round. They won that round of combat against the French infantry, but the French stayed. They passed the morale test, so they're staying. But they will be -1 next time. Unfortunately, a square I don't think can support, so they will lose their supports next turn. So that was kind of crucial about the French cavalry breaking through. And then those guys held, the young guard and those guys charged through. That was great. You know, some great firepower from the middle guard and the old guard. And James couldn't make a save save his life. He got 3 casualties on Gordon Highlanders and like 3 on that unit from, I think it's the 35th or something over there. Next to him, the Sussex unit. So there's a lot of banging and janging going on over there. But we'll see what happens. The British are going to be pissed now. See what they do coming back. I think they still got 2 units with first fire still. They got to get in there and plow away. We got 1 square on the battlefield. This colonel, this guy basically knowing the command, but he's just still smoking his cigar, leaning on his umbrella, having a good time. He's sending orders to the cavalry, but they can't do shit about it. And hopefully these guys can get back in the fight. So, see what James does. Be good. And we'll see you into turn 5. This looks so fucking cool. The boys from Liverpool, they went over the top and they unloaded into the middle guard at like point blank range and caused a casualty. Middle guards, I mean, the guard units are insane. I need to immediately paint more guard units for the English. I'll do maybe the first guard and the Coldstream guard. They are really worth it. I didn't know how tough they're going to be. other big thing of note is the epic hand-to-hand combat finally ended. Both sides take a morale test. The French survived theirs. They have 3 casualties. They're shook. And James rolled really good, but still had to, with a -3 morale test, had to pull back 12 inches, and he's shook with 3 casualties too. These guys will be able to get out of square. The Hanoverians, they fired and they did a casualty over there. Oh, they actually did a couple, didn't they? They do 2 or 3 casualties to the French over there?
Yeah.
Or maybe I made my saves, I don't know. But they hit them pretty good too. So those guys from Brennan are pretty damn tough. And then I think the Gordon Highlanders fired into the Old Guard and didn't do much. Oh, this was a good one. James got off a great roll from Tweedleton or Dingleberry or something. And this infantry unit was able to get into the compound, fired at the French cavalry and forced them back. So they have retreated back here and they're disordered and shook. So that's great. So we're making headway here. So the British are holding on. It really just takes one more really... And we're pretty close to just somebody breaking, but we haven't done it yet. They're holding together. It's really a freaking great game. All right. My cavalry, I mean, I'll get a picture of my cannons that have done shit. All right. But it's... I'll go over there and get a picture on the other side here in a minute. It's been a seesaw battle. I'm getting pictures with my phone too. I've really enjoyed the hell out of it. This firing line is, I love it. These guys are just blasting away. But if I wouldn't be rolling disordered on this cavalry every damn turn, I'd be in business. I mean, I would be screwed, I think. I think I would have rolled my left flank. So James has got to get out of square. He's got to pass that morale order test to get out of square. And maybe rally those Hanoverians to get them back in again. But it's a hell of a good battle. The Highlanders are... We'll have to do some hand-to-hand over here. I think that the Highlanders get paid too much money not to do hand-to-hand. I'll probably come in with the Old Guard this turn. Just so we can get the 2 tough fighter rolls going. Alright. We will see you in turn 6. We're closing in. The Young Guard is probably... I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to do something cool. Either going to... They have to go up against this British unit here. There's no more first fires. Oh, yeah, all the first fires have been fired. All right, we'll see you. Oh, best saves ever. The Gordon Highlanders took 4 hits from the Old Guard and saved every single one of them. I just fucking laughed at them. Showed them they're fucking dorks. Old Guard are mesmerized. They don't know what the hell to do. They don't know how these guys are still there. It's like, I think it's 2 rounds of blasting them between the 2 different... 4 rounds of blasting them with the damn... you count the Black Watch that retreated. Middle Guard unloaded at point-blank range into the Liverpudlians here, and the King's Own made all their saves. They took 1 casualty, so they're doing good. What was the big one? Oh, the French charged in against the square, and the square got a disordered on them. That was awesome, and 1 casualty, so that was great. And then all my other Frenchies fired at the cavalry, forced a test, which the British made, but there's no disordered on them, so that's not good. Alright, so the British can finally actually get an attempt to charge somebody. Oh, and then the Young Guard blasted away at the Cornwall guys and did just 1 casualty on them. They kind of sucked it up too. So we're not the best turn for the French. This could be a bad omen for things to come here. Let's see what happens when we're going to do some hand-to-hand. What do we got in hand-to-hand? We got the square. That's it this time, right? And the boys from Carlsberg are not actually... This is like the first time in a long time they haven't been in hand-to-hand. All right. That's what we got. We'll see you after the hand-to-hand. The hand-to-hand. The French won. Vive la France. But James can roll a morale test like a bomb. He survived. They're staying in formation. And they held them off. They did lose, so they'll be a -1 next time. Jesus. What a good fight. All right. British coming up in turn 6. Oh, there's the indication. On the wall of death. The British Hussars. The Queen's Own. They slammed into the French. They won the combat by a ton. The French are shook, but they rolled like an 11 on their damn morale test and stood their ground. But the British took one casualty and had to roll a morale test and evaporated. So they won the battle and they just said, fuck it, we're out. They're going to get a drink. So they left. I can't believe it. Okay, well that's it. We got... Did we do that one already? That was... What the hell was that? I don't even know where the hell we are in this game. That happened. All right, we'll see in a minute. Bye. Don't forget about Scottish karate. Fuck you! All right, the Highlanders went in. They lost the hand-to-hand. They are shook and disordered, so they got the double threat. But they passed the morale test, so they are still going toe-to-toe with the old guard. Two tough fighters. This commander back here is the only thing he's really done is rally. He keeps pumping units back in fresh, so he's doing a good job there. The Liverpudlians fired and did another casualty to the middle guard, the King's Own, and I think they did a casualty to the young guard too. So they're the British unit, the Cornwall boys. The Bremen guys are devastating. They fucking blasted and did a couple casualties over there. To the Frenchies. So it was a good round of shooting. The hand-to-hand was the best part, I think, was the those boys, I think they're from Cornwall or something. They defeated or I don't know what the hell they're from. They could be from Sussex, who knows. They might be Cornwall. They defeated the French in hand-to-hand and forced them to retreat back there. So, besides losing the cavalry, the first thing we did was horrible. That was atrocious, basically. They even caught them in. They couldn't even get into line formation. They lost. They hit it. They slammed into them, and then they took an extra casualty and lost. This cotton ball doesn't belong here anymore. But that's it. And the boys from Carlsberg are getting powered back up to go back in. You might have to turn around. It might be a bad idea to attack the. Well, I don't know. I'd be tight. The Young Guards is too far ahead. I don't know if you can hit them from the side or the back or something, James. But that other unit right there kind of is in a good position to back them up. Mm-hmm. They're almost too far forward. I'm going to have to retreat a little bit. But my cavalry can come back this turn, hopefully. But we're doing good. That's just a massacre over there. Just people just blasting each other. But no one's really evaporated. Highlanders are taking it pound for pound, and the damn guard units are worth every freaking penny. Probably not fair, but they're worth every penny. It's beautiful. All right, we're going to turn 7. We'll see you. The big moment of turn. I think that's turn 8. I'll make an 8. Oh shit, that's gonna take too long. Fuck it. Turn 8. Yeah, artillery finally passed an order, brigade order, and they all moved forward. Yay. I'm excited. We had some big stuff. I can't do it. I hit them. They made all their saves too, the boys from Bremen, didn't they? Mm-hmm. So we blasted the Hanoverians over there, but they laughed and saved it. We rocked the shit out of the square, because the cavalry charged in and then put them both into square. We shot the shit out of the square, but the guys, they made their save. Those guys are tough as crap. The Young Guard blasted those boys in line, but they took it like a boss. So did the damn King's Own. They took it, but the big loss was the Black Watch fell to the... they ran off the battlefield. The old guard pushed them off. So now it's up to... Gordon Highlanders to do it. That's really the first British infantry battalion to snap. So the cavalry, and we'll have to see what happens this next round. But it's one less unit. It's a big loss, but they really held out for a long time. But it's looking kind of cool. If the British have a good turn, it could probably tie it up. But if they don't do a good turn, it's fucked this time. I'm trying to find something optimistic, but It's starting to look like the French is starting to grind their way into this here, especially with the, yeah. But we'll see. All right, here comes turn 8 of the British. We'll see ya. Hanoverians represent. They blasted the fuck out of their counterparts. So I think it was 1st Battalion, 2nd Regiment of the French. And they failed their morale test. That was the 2nd Battalion to break in the brigade. So the whole brigade retired. So I just lost my entire right flank in one barrage. So that's, whoa. Okay. That's serious right there, baby. It's going to be we're at the point now, as James said, we're just, everything is so fragile now. They're just taking, you just kind of throw a rock at them and the whole brigade falls apart. So that's 1st Brigade just ran off the board. That's turn 8. Still continues. That was the first shot, so damn. Worst turn ever for the Empire. Not for the British Empire. The French just lost 5 battalions in one British round. It was like brutal. Holy shit. So we had the boys from Bremen evaporated that and broke that brigade, so they ran away. Then the Carlsberg boys poured back their 44 ounces and enfiladed that French regiment that was there, and they broke, ran away. The Square fired and broke the cavalry. They failed their test. I rolled like shit. I was rolling all 2s and 3s and 4s. It was horrible. They actually survived there when they got hit by the Square. But then the King's Own went up against the middle guard, won the hand-to-hand, but they had excess casualties, but they retreated. But I evaporated with the French middle guard. They ran away. So I have, if you look out to the map, there isn't shit left. Jesus. I got nothing left. Technically, I think I should break, but I'll see what the old guard can do on their own unless the young guard gets blown away. Then the old guard will have to retreat. But I'm down to about nothing. Oh, that was a turn the English needed, and it was all because of really between the King's Own and the Hanoverians did it all. That just a completely different battle. I was kind of sitting back slacking, like, oh, I got this. Even the Gordon Highlanders even blasted the damn old guard, and they've got a couple casualties now. I think they're even shook now too. Yeah, so they're close to breaking. Woo. Okay, turn 9. I think it doesn't matter anymore. It's like turn over. We'll see ya. The old guard blasting with the Gordon Highlanders. They hit them a couple times. They disordered them, but they made all their saves. The other French unit over there fired and disordered and made the Square retreat. You have to do 2 rolls to get back there. And the young guard pounded away and didn't do shit again to the Cornwall guys. They're like hanging in there with the young guard like bosses. James will be able to exploit some holes here. I'll be able to move my artillery up more, so that'll be interesting if I can shoot them at some point here. Get them back in the game. I thought they were out of it, but they might be the late saviors. We shall see. All right, here comes the British turn 8. Or 9, my fault. So the Brits blasted away at the old guard and forced the morale chest, and they passed, thankfully. The Carlsberg boys and the Cornwall boys just like double fucked the the young guard and forced a 12-inch retreat, which is awesome. I'm very excited about. So the young guard is now moved the direction I want them to move. I think are they broken? No, they didn't. They're not. They're what the hell is it? It's disordered. The old guard's disordered. The young guard's just shaken. So that's good.
No, they're both.
Do they get both?
Yeah.
You got 6s too. Okay, give me a disordered pin for them if you don't mind.
It's out there.
Is it out there?
Yeah.
It blends in with the grass. Son of a bitch. The what's the yellow unit? I can't remember. They're from Gloucestershire. Sorry, all you people from there. I don't know how to pronounce it. But they came out of their square, went into a column of companies, and they were able to move forward. The motherfucking guys from Brennan blasted my one of my French brigades or French battalions and forced them to retreat. So the Hanoverians are basically just kicking my ass. It's not even funny. And that's where we are. We're going to turn 10 here. My almost certain victory has turned into an absolute total shitstorm now. So it's going good though for the British at least. That's good. And these guys deserve a medal. With their backs, literally backs against the wall. They've been against the young guard. They held out. So that was pretty cool. That was very Hougoumont of them. All right, we'll see you in the next round. Turn 10 coming at you. And the game ends because the young guard slammed into, where are those guys from? Those from Cornwall? No, Gloucestershire.
Gloucestershire, yeah.
Lost the hand-to-hand because they can't roll fucking morale saves. And then the brigade breaks, and then the army breaks, and then, but, I had my firing line set up. I had my cannons firing. I shot up the Hanoverians. I did some casualties to them. But that's the end of the battle. It was a fucking great game. I don't know what my original plan was. Nowhere near what actually turned out. I actually was going to attack the left, and then use the old guard and the young guard, the middle guard to support. But I just said fuck it and sent the whole shebang in with no reserves, because what the hell. And if it wasn't for turn 8, it would have been a victory. Turn 8 just killed me. I mean, besides you, I think the MVP's got to be the damn Hanoverians, because they were awesome. They broke brigades, they destroyed people, they did everything that you needed to do, and they survived. And they took artillery hits, they took our hand-to-hand, they did everything right. Those Gloucestershire boys, I mean, there's so many MVPs. The Cornwall guys, they went against 3 rounds against the young guard, held them out. The Highlanders held off against the old guard for like 6 turns. It was, British did amazing, and that was just a great first battle. I don't know. At least I got my artillery back in the game, but that'd be it. General Dumas will get the fuck out after that one. Any final thoughts, James?
No.
Shocked as usual.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that there was that turnaround. I was not expecting that whatsoever.
Yeah, that's just that's why you play the game.
Really interesting.
That was just phenomenal. I wish that the young guard, I mean, they did all right. They're not really that exciting compared to the middle guard and the old guard, but they're better than normal troops, so they did pretty good. But just a great game. The British held the crossroads, repulsed the attack, and won the day. And I would have to say a crushing victory. It was the old guard would have retreated back to the woods, and they probably would have abandoned their cannons, so the British would have been won by big time. And just 2 battalions plus the old guard would have got away. But great game. Thanks for watching. I can't wait to play another one. We'll get some. I think even though it was a victory for the English, I still think the guard units are amazing. We need to get the Coldstream Guard painted. Maybe the English can attack next time against the French, even though the French can't defend for shit. But a great game, and any comments, let us know. We're enjoying our isolation, and we'll talk to you later. All right, guys. See you later.